But these men, Burgess and Cockram, they cannot be allowed to leave with word of my escape.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Assassin's Creed villains.
You make excuses and insult us? How do you expect me to respond?
I don't know.
Genetic memory.
Seems you'll need a bit of a tutorial. Very well.
Called Robert's goal foul when all along it was yours as well.
I've never been much good at sharing.
For this list, we'll be looking at the antagonists who've had the most lasting impact for fans of this sci-fi adventure game series. This is based on their character quality, level of success within the story, and connection to the main protagonists. Which Assassin's Creed villain do you think stood the test of time? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Crawford Starrick, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
You disrespect the very city that works day and night, so that we may drink this miracle, this tea.
After years of presenting antagonists with blurred lines between good and evil, Assassin's Creed Syndicate featured Crawford Starrick, a Templar whose villainy is without question. Starrick's pursuit of Templar dominance is purely to feed his hunger for power, which he achieves by making London a city rampant with crime.
Today I granted a significant rise to my staff in order to counter inflation.
What?
I would supply all of London if I could.
Although he doesn't have as much depth as some of the other villains, Starrick's tendency to chew the scenery and over-the-top mannerisms makes him an entertaining character to watch. He's also a worthy foil to Jacob and Evie, countering their differing personalities with his own brand of ruthless and cunning. Starrick's pursuit of the Shroud is ultimately low in stakes in the series overall, although he proves to be an intimidating villain in his own right.
The city belongs to the people. You are but one man.
I am at the very top of the order!
Number 9. Bartholomew Roberts, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
I see in you a touch of untested genius. I'm Bartholomew Roberts.
Edward.
The Sages are reincarnations of the first civilization, with Ata's rebirth as Bartholomew Roberts making him among the most successful pirates. Unlike most villains, Robert's loyalties lie neither with the Assassins nor the Templars, with his focus only on discovering the location of the observatory to find his past life lover, Juno. To accomplish his mission, Roberts plays both Assassins and Templars and reaches his goal, all while maintaining his role as a pirate.
Ancient, yes, but nothing supernatural or strange.
We'll be masters of the ocean with that.
Oh, such ambition.
He remains elusive throughout the events of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and his sharp wit allows him to outsmart those who pursue him. The mystery behind Robert's identity persists even at the game's end, as it's revealed that the Sage is present even in the modern day.
They created your kind. Did you know that? Your people were tools to them. That's all you have ever been. That's all you should ever be.
Number 8. Aspasia, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I couldn't help but notice your talent for debate. Well done.
Socrates is an interesting character.
The cult of Cosmos serves as the antagonistic group of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, using Cassandra's brother Alexios as their main weapon against her. Cassandra decides to hunt down the many members of the faction, whose leader's identity is shrouded in mystery until the end of the game.
What are you doing here?
You killed the last member of the cult. Well, just about.
What?
The reveal of Aspasia as the leader serves as a huge twist, having been Cassandra's ally for the majority of the game. Although directly responsible for the many tragedies that Cassandra and her family suffered, Aspasia displays genuine remorse for her actions. This makes her the only antagonist to admit her mistakes, with the players having the option to let her live. Aspasia ultimately represents the turn for the worst villains take in this series in the name of good.
I couldn't have done this without you, Cassandra. You're doing the right thing.
I always try to do what's right.
Then we're after the same thing.
Number 7. George Washington, Assassin's Creed 3, The Tyranny of George Washington.
But we have a greater purpose that will unite us and lift us above these trifling troubles.
George Washington's role in Assassin's Creed 3 isn't in a positive light due to his authorization of the attack on Connor's village. However, he truly takes on the role of the villain in the game's DLC, taking place in an alternate reality where he becomes mad with power through an Apple of Eden.
Our nation shall rise to its proper place as the greatest of all, the most sovereign kingdom The United States of America!
Dubbing himself King of America, Washington begins a tyrannical regime to make himself out to be a god amongst men. Due to the fact that this completely alters the history we know, the villainous George Washington is a character hard to predict, as his actions become reprehensible enough for Connor to intervene and defeat him. The president's turn for the worst is a reminder of how the pieces of Eden corrupt men to fiendish lengths.
But you didn't answer the question. I am the only king here!
Number 6. Dimas, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
The artifact will expose them.
The children of Nikolaos and Miran are separated after a prophecy dooms their fate. While Cassandra ends up carving her own path, Alexios is brought up as a brainwashed weapon of the cult of Cosmos, now going by the name Dimas. Despite several attempts by Cassandra to rehabilitate her younger sibling, Dimas' personality is driven completely by his rage. The contrast with Cassandra makes Dimas the most personal antagonist yet, with the protagonist actively attempting to prevent fighting her brother. Due to Dimas' similar abilities to Cassandra, he's set up as the perfect foil to the main character. His tragic background also makes him one of the few villains that players can genuinely sympathize with.
My destiny is clear. And I won't let you get in my way.
Number 5. Rodrigo Borgia, Assassin's Creed 2.
Gentlemen, tomorrow a new sun rises over Firenze.
The first villain to have a constant presence in the main character's journey, Rodrigo Borgia served as Ezio's target for more than 2 decades. Unflinching in his quest for power, Borgia displays all the dastardly traits of an antagonist who isn't afraid to harm even his own family to further his needs.
Don't you see him? The prophet is already here. I am the prophet.
The character is credited with truly introducing the pieces of Eden and the lore of the first civilization, with his pursuit of the vault placed as the backdrop of the second game. Borgia's strategic brilliance is difficult to top, as he seizes many influential figures to his side and manages to become the Pope. More importantly, Borgia is an intrinsic part of Ezio's character, with their final battle proving Ezio's heroic nature.
Get it over with, then.
No. Killing you won't bring my family back.
Number 4. Warren Vidic, Assassin's Creed 3.
Where am I?
You're inside the Animus.
Which is...
It's a projector that renders genetic memories in 3 dimensions.
While villains in this series are limited to single games, Warren Vidic was the overarching antagonist of the Desmond Miles saga. The first villain to appear as well, Vidic's abduction of Desmond kickstarts the franchise and places him as the representation of the modern-day Templars. Despite lacking an action-oriented role, Vidic's threat is clear as he expertly manipulates characters around him to reach his goal.
Well?
We've got the map.
How many?
At least half a dozen.
We don't need them all.
We should assume some amount of decay. I can't imagine they'll all still be functioning.
This includes placing Lucy Stillman as a Templar double agent, along with brainwashing Daniel Cross to serve the Templars. The complete lack of redemptive qualities in Vidic is an accurate portrayal of the ultimate ruthlessness of the Templars and just how far Abstergo has come in becoming an evil faction. All this makes his ultimate defeat all the more sweet to behold.
Here it is. Wait! No!
Number 3. AlMulim, Assassin's Creed.
You play a dangerous game!
I assure you, this is no game.
The plot of the first game has Altair seek the lives of 9 Templars on the orders of Mentor AlMulim. The story makes it seem that Altair has a chance to redeem himself for his mistakes, until a twist reveals AlMulim as a secret Templar all along.
I found proof.
Proof of what?
That nothing is true. And everything is permitted.
A shrewd tactician and master manipulator, AlMulim tricks Altair into taking out his co-conspirators in order to wield the power of the Apple of Eden all for himself. The battle between AlMulim and Altair is the greatest portrayal of the power of the Pieces of Eden, with AlMulim's phantoms reflecting his devious nature. His actions effectively shatter the Creed's integrity, proving how he strung both the Assassins and the Templars around.
So it seems. You have won, then. Go and claim your prize.
Number 2. Cesare Borgia, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
I appreciate all that you have done for me, but I have the army, so I am making the decisions.
After Ezio defeats Rodrigo Borgia, his son Cesare continues his antagonism of the Assassins. Unlike Rodrigo, Cesare prefers domination through the forces at his disposal, directly causing great tragedy to Ezio by seizing his home front of Monteregione. A combination of cruelty and an insane god complex, Cesare Borgia loses his mind completely as the story progresses.
Where is the Piece of Eden?
Stop! I know where it is!
And you did not tell me he had taken it?
This makes him even more dangerous, with Cesare going so far as to killing his own father to maintain control. His hostile takeovers result in Cesare being the most powerful man in Rome, forcing Ezio to create an entire brotherhood to have a chance at challenging Cesare. His villainy is such that even future Templars consider Cesare's reign a dark age for the faction.
You cannot kill me! No man can murder me!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Hatham Kenway, Assassin's Creed 3.
He was convinced you could become the best among us. I expect you will not disappoint.
I don't plan to, sir.
It's when Hatham Kenway is introduced that the similarities between Templars and Assassins come to notice. Assassin's Creed 3's prologue is played through Hatham's point of view, and the implication of him being an assassin is shattered with the reveal of Hatham's status as the Templars' Grand Master. An extremely layered character, Hatham brings a certain charm through his wit, humor, and tendency to keep his cool. His father-son dynamic with Connor places a genuine connection between the hero and the villain, further intensifying their final clash.
Then what do you propose?
I will find a guard who is off duty and take his uniform.
Very well.
Hatham subverts the evil Templar role by truly believing in the Order's cause, making points that can't be argued against. There's still enough ruthlessness in him, however, for us to want to take him down, thus fulfilling his role as the villain.
Still, I'm proud of you in a way. You've shown great conviction, strength, courage. All noble qualities. I should have killed you long ago.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.